Morning. Indeed, I'm on the planning committee of the Open Doors, Open Hearts project, so we've been devoting considerable time and with the chapter about how to present it and how to engage you with it. When we make the presentation, the first things that come up are to ask you why this cathedral is important and valuable to you. And many of you give wonderful answers. Mr. Denville's talk last Sunday is stunningly wonderful. And the next question is, I think, maybe the most important question for me, which is what could we do better? How could we improve ourselves? How could we become a more effective church in a complicated city? How could we grow? How could we have outreach that affects more people? And that's the fundamental question for me behind the Open Doors, Open Hearts project. Next Sunday is Commitment Sunday. And so you will be asked to bring pledge cards. There are two. One is for your annual gift and one is for the larger project. About your annual pledge, most of you have a benchmark to work on. If you are a pledger now, you know what you gave last year. You know if you got a raise at a job. You know if you have a bigger mortgage. You know if you've inherited something. So the decision about how much to raise, should you raise, is probably about a 10-minute conversation in your household. It's not complicated. But that's the bedrock of what makes this parish go. The question about the Open Doors, Open Hearts project is much more complicated because it's asking you to consider something quite serious. This cathedral has not asked its membership for a capital campaign for 30 years. And we're asking you now. When I talk to people about it, present the project, there comes a point when they change sort of physically. Their face goes in and their shoulders drop and they look in the corner of the room. And they're thinking, can I really do this? What are they asking me for? This is serious. Yes, this is serious. This is not a 10-minute conversation about the level of your participation. I know that because that was my reaction when I first thought about this project. So it's okay. You have to think hard about who you're sending to college and what your other commitments are and what your financial planning is and what your retirement is like. Take your time. Be sure and show up next Sunday with at least one pledge card. But if you need time to have two, take longer for the second one. Think through what's really important to you and what you really can manage over time, because it does not come easily or right away as an answer. Because the most important question is not how much money shall I give. The most important question is how can we be better? How can this church grow and improve and become more effective in a complicated city like Baltimore? And that's the question that I want to keep talking about. See you next Sunday.